Manchester United 2, Liverpool 1. Manchester United registered their first victory of the Premier League season and the first victory under Erik ten Hag in the Premier League as well. DJ, where did that come from?
Only God knows where that come from, Owen. Honestly, literally, we just didn't expect United to pull up a performance like that. It's been kind of all doom and gloom since last season. I, for one, am just extremely sort of just surprised, pleasantly surprised, that we managed to pull that type of performance out. Literally, just like, it's just come from nowhere. Literally just come from nowhere. Like, I'm still shell-shocked. And the rest of my week's going to be good because United have won a game of football in a very good way. So, yeah.
Yeah, certainly bragging rights. There are so many players we can get to that really stood out tonight. We spoke on the stream, I think we should start with the defence. We spoke about that back four. Just how good was that United back four today?
That back four is the best it's looked in a very, very long time. And that's being said that we've had so many defenders in and out. But, especially, Varane and Martinez, Dalot, Malacia, just amazing today. As a unit, looked solid. There's a lot of bite in there. There's a lot of technique in there, and there's a lot of fight in there, and a lot of passion. And we saw that today. Liverpool, they did attack. They did some things well, Liverpool did today. And we managed to snuff out literally nearly almost everything, apart from obviously their goal. But outstanding performance. I'm just so shell-shocked that we could actually pull something like that out of the bag. But I think the defensive partnership of Martinez and Varane was crucial to that.
Yeah, talk to me about Lisandro Martinez. Of course, criticism, and maybe unfair and unjust criticism about his height. Is he too small to be a centre-back in the Premier League? Did he silence those doubters today, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. There was a silly narrative around him. He is probably the shortest defender at the club, but as Ten Hag, pointed to, like, in terms of data, he does win a lot of aerial duels and he dominates his aerial duels because he has great timing. With that being said, today we saw passion, power, we saw a bit of shithousery in there, and that's what you need. We saw character, and I think a lot of the United fans, especially on social media at the moment, they're lauding this performance from him because we have not seen any of our defenders have that type of character. Be aggressive, win their battles, but also have the technical aspect to their game as well, which helped. So, amazing performance. Probably the best player on the pitch for United.
Malacia, though, probably got very close to Lisandro Martinez in terms of being that best player on the pitch. I mean, just how good was he today, and what does that mean for that left-back spot going forward with Luke Shaw?
Luke Shaw is going to have to, be on that bench for a little while longer, I'm afraid. Malacia, for me, excellent display today. And you know what? Going up against Mo Salah, one of the best players in the league, one of the best players in the world, and he did extremely well today. He won numerous battles against him. Salah was quiet. For large parts, he did score, I know, but that is credit to him as one of the best players in the world at the moment. Even though he's not playing well, he can still score. But Malacia kept him quiet for large parts of the game. The kid looks up for it. The kid wants to play. The kid is hungry. He doesn't just jog around the pitch. He closes his man down. He wins his tackles and he tries to go forward. And so, nothing but respect to Malacia today. And any young player that comes into the Premier League, they need to take note of that.
Talk to me about Marcus Rashford. Before the game, Rashford starts up front, and I hold my hands up. I was saying, I just don't know if Rashford can do it. Of course, the criticism that's been levied to him, justified, I think, in terms of performance. But tonight grabs a goal, quite a complete performance, started up front, moves out to the left-hand side. Is that the Rashford we want to see under Erik ten Hag?
Yeah, I think today we saw, glimpses of the old Rashford. Hasn't played well in such a long time. He's kind of had like this kind of footballing hangover where he's just not been able to connect the dots and get it right. But today I think we saw the first signs of that. Big shock to both of us, the starting 11, but also the massive shock was him playing down the middle. I'm one of the people that did say he can play down the middle. We've seen it in the past where he scored against the big teams. He's done it again today. And I think it's just better for his game. We're playing to his strengths when he plays down the middle. I think he needed that performance. I think he's been quite hard on himself, as you can see. He's been acting out of character in the last 12 months. But I think today might be the start of him, building up some form because he's long overdue for some form.
And the other player, of course, was Jadon Sancho. I mean, really, again, gets his goal, the composure. Again, his tracking back, I think his defensive qualities were on display tonight as well. But just how good was Sancho too?
Yeah, Sancho, amazing. And I think, that front three that we saw in pre-season of Martial, we're probably going to talk about him a bit as well, Sancho and Rashford, I think they're so fluid and very balanced. You get a bit of everything with that front three, and they know each other's game really well. And today, he was another player that needed to have a big game. He's another player that at United, we need to start seeing his quality. And today he showed that quality, great composure for the goal, got himself in the penalty spot from coming out from the wide area. And we need to see more of that. He's starting to score goals against some of the big sides. He scored a goal against Chelsea last season. So we need to start seeing him pop up more. But I think as a collective, if we can get that three playing week in, week out, I think we'll see more goals between all of them.
Anthony Martial, you mentioned him, comes on second half. Did we see in just 45 minutes of football why Erik Ten Hag, that's clearly his guy when it comes to being a striker? Did we see it in just 45 minutes?
Technique, control, pace, finishing ability, can assist. The guy's got it all. It's just about, can he play every game? Are we going to get that level of intensity for every game? Today he looked up for it. And when he's on form like that, he's a marvellous player to look at. And, and I think most people can agree to that. I think what the answer for Martial would be now is, can he be consistent? Can he keep those level of performances up every week? And I think if Ten Hag can get that out of him, you will see big things from Anthony Martial.
Speaking of Ten Hag, we've got to talk about him. Look, really bold decisions, pun intended, bold decisions about making the 4 changes. Yeah. Big changes as well. He's just done the interview with Sky saying we played effing good football. Does he deserve a lot of praise with with the selection he chose this evening, the substitutions when he made them? It's a big night for him, and does he deserve a lot of praise for it?
100%. He's inherited sort of like a broken team. He inherited a team that had down tools for previous managers. He inherited a team that didn't run a lot. He inherited a team that, would let lesser teams outwork them. And today, we've literally just seen a 180 performance from Manchester United. And not just for 45 minutes, I might add, but for 90 minutes plus, we've seen a team put in that intensity. We've seen a team work together. We saw them playing for each other. It's so refreshing, and I'm so happy, guys, for the ones of you at home watching that. We literally were playing as a team today. There was a clear, concise game plan. We know that we want to play out from the back, but we're going against the best team in Europe at pressing. So no, we're going to skip that. We're going to go direct and hit the channels. Why he made the changes today with Elanga, Rashford in there, and Sancho. So he deserves all the praise. He deserves a pat on the back from me and everyone. And I think, he was able to get something out of these players. I think the addition of, Martinez, that is sort of his proxy on the pitch. That is Ten Hag on the pitch, driving the team forward. And I think now, again, it's with Ten Hag. Is he going to get back to the market? I hope he does. We do need reinforcements. Today's performance was great, but the league is a tough league. People will get injured. People will drop off towards the end. So we're going to need players. So Manchester United, please, you need to back Erik Ten Hag.
And finally, Casemiro, halftime, or before the game rather, was presented to the crowd. Seeing that performance today, just how influential do you think he's going to be? And is he a player that's made in the image of Ten Hag, do you think?
Yeah, 100%. Just kind of like Martinez, we're going to have players that are going to have a bit of bite about them. Casemiro's won lots. He's won a lot of things, and he's played in very successful teams. So to have him now as a CDM, an actual recognised CDM, that's what he does, I think is going to bode well for Manchester United. And I think he's a part of that jigsaw that we really needed filling. He brings the experience, he brings the bite, he brings the energy, and he brings the technical prowess to be successful at Manchester United. So it's a good purchase for the club. He's at the right age. He's in his prime at the moment. And yeah, hopefully he can do big things for us.
There you go, folks. Manchester United 2, Liverpool 1, the first Premier League victory of the season. Here's to many more.